Thanks a lot for tuning into this video. Today I have Vincent Benito, the founder, managing director of Boosting Profit, and the purpose of this video is to actually address all you guys who are going into businesses and have got these brilliant startup ideas. So we thought that we should actually get Winsome in to talk about what it really means to go into business, how you can actually drive your business forward in a better way. And it's important to also understand that what controls you as an organization need to put in place to be able to drive your business forward. And having met a lot of mentors and business coaches and all these kinds of organizations that are out there that claim that can help you, we found Boosting Profit to be quite unique in what they do and in the way they think about you as a business. So without wasting much time, I'm just going to just ask Winsome to share some of her knowledge with our audience and guide us how to run a startup in today's environment. So Winsome, talk to us about Boosting Profit and how did you come up with the idea?
Well, I come from a corporate background to start off with, and I could see once I've left that environment that the principles that you can use to actually run a business can also be applied to the small and medium-sized enterprise market.
Sure.
And so I came up with this company in order to help those sort of businesses, really. And I do see a need when I look at those businesses to steer the company in the right way. And sometimes people start a business, they've got an idea, what we would call a value proposition, that's their product and service that they want to go out and sell to others. But how do they go about that? Can you just jump in and do that? What we try to do is to help them to design a better business. They need to go out and actually test their idea to see whether or not it works.
And how does that testing work? And again, what does it really mean for me if, let's say, I have a startup and I want to go into business, then what would you how would you help me steer that business? And before I even start thinking about steering my business, why do you think I have a need?
Well, what we would try to do is to help you to put a business model together of actually how you're going to make money. How are you going to deliver the value to your customer?
Okay.
And that value proposition, which is one of the building blocks of that, what is that all about? Do you really understand how you make money? What about the revenue streams and the costs? Those are the things that would help them or help a business to see, and also to plan financially, because it's the lack of financial planning why businesses go out of business. It's not due to maybe not having a good idea, but it needs to be planned and designed.
Can you tell us that, why Boosting Profit? Why should I can actually run my startup, I can run my business on my own, I perhaps know pretty much where I'm trying to get to. So is it like any startup that could benefit from this, or you're after, or you can only help a specific type of startup?
Well, obviously, you have to be serious about your business. The hobby businesses, you can do that from home or whatever. You want to keep it small. Those sort of businesses, I most probably wouldn't be able to help. But someone who's serious about actually growing and sustaining their business, I can really help, or our company can really help them to actually steer their way through a minefield, really, because the environment outside is filled with a lot of uncertainty, and it's also finding those opportunities within that uncertain environment. So I've dealt with a lot of creative businesses, At the moment I'm also dealing with quite a few startups. One of them, I've managed to help them through the work that we've done to really get 100% more money from a loan company, from the bank, to start up than they would have done, or what they thought they needed. By doing a plan with them, they've been able to see that they've been able to get more money on that work. So that was a plus for us.
Okay. Is it only the financial planning that you help with, or does the scope of boosting profit go beyond the numbers as well?
It does go beyond the numbers. It's really helping a business to design something better, to design a better business by partnering with us.
Can you explain what that means? I mean, probably, from a, maybe, in the financial, world, you understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But me as a business owner may not be able to imagine what that means, and especially for our audience. What is the value that boosting profit can bring to a startup?
Okay, I'll use an analogy of a car, a finely tuned car, maybe a Formula One car. You've got a car and you want to get from A to B. You can't do that without a steering wheel.
Nice.
And that is where boosting profit comes in. We're the steering wheel. We help you to navigate to reach your goal.
Nice.
So that's the value that we create for a business.
At what stage a startup should be thinking about partnering with an organization like Boosting Profit?
Well, the stage that they should be thinking about really is from the beginning, when they've got that idea and they want to go into business. You actually want to hit the ground running. You don't want to fail, or if you do fail, you want to fail.
So it's almost the same as, how can you actually, start driving without a steering wheel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And, another question that comes to my mind, Winsome, and I think it might actually add value, to this interview, is what happens once the plan is made?
Well, once the plan has been made, we sat down together, because it's not that we come up with a plan and give that to the business and say, go away and do it. We partner with them and help them, mentor them, hold their hands, so to speak, to reach that goal. And once we've got to a certain point where they're on the road and they're steering, they know where they're going, then we leave them with a pack, so to speak, or of what they need to do to actually continue that journey. So we don't want them to be overly dependent on us all the time. We show them how they can do that for themselves.
Okay. And these principles, technically, what you're talking about, apply to pretty much any business, but it's only the difference between who wants to persevere to make it into, an organization versus, if somebody's just doing it as a hobby business, then, they can just continue.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us, why should a startup come to Boosting Profit?
Well, when I see a startup, I see a Ferrari, basically.
Okay.
The driver is the entrepreneur and the car itself is the business. Now he has an idea and the goal is to build this business. But how is he going to get there? He needs a steering wheel, and that is where Boosting Profit comes.
So all the controls.
Yeah, all the controls of those cars are on the steering wheel, and that's where Boosting Profit comes into being, really, into helping him to reach that goal by steering him through the minefield to get there.
So Winsome, when it actually comes to deciding, what kind of controls, do you have a set template, that you actually implement for startups, or how does it really work?
We haven't got a set template. We customise to each business.
Okay.
They've got different needs, different challenges. They may be a little bit further along the way.
So they need different controls, different businesses.
Yeah.
So is it different for different industries also?
No, Not necessarily, because the principles remain the same. Yeah, the principles remain the same. There may be a slight.
So they still have to
difference.
get from A to B, and you know the motivations of the business.
Yeah, the principles are the same.
Okay.
But we customise it to each person, using that analogy of the car, where the seats themselves have to be customised to the person that's going to sit in it.
Great.
So.
Okay. Now, how much time do you normally recommend, for, what is the journey with boosting profit is like, how does it start, and what does it mean to, be working with you?
Well, it starts, as I said to you before, at looking at the business model that the company has in mind, and looking at their value proposition and the value that they will give to their clients when they do get these clients. So it all starts with that, and we take them through the journey. If they haven't got a model, of building a model, looking at their value proposition, giving them the tools to go out and test it.
So you build the business model, or you build the controls to execute the business model?
When you build, the building blocks of a business model are the controls.
Okay.
Yeah? How you build it, how you make money, your revenues, your costs, who you partner with, who helps you in the business. That's all part of it.
Okay.
Yeah? So we help them.
So it's not just the controls, it's actually, if I've got a good idea but I don't know how to make money out of it, boosting profit would actually help me at the start of that journey itself.
Yeah, help you at the start of the journey to actually look to see whether it's viable. You may have an idea, but can you make money out of it?
Okay.
Does it need tweaking?
Okay.
Yeah?
And how long do you envisage, a startup working with, or in your experience, is this like a non-terminatable relationship, or
It has a beginning and it has an end.
Okay.
And that's why, as I said prior, that we give them the principles to go on with that journey. We don't obviously go on years and years. It may be 3 months.
So is there like a set goal that you also put in place for that business? That is there like any promise that you do make as an organization that working with boosting profit, a startup could achieve X?
Well, from working with the businesses that we have worked with before, we can see that putting all these things into implementation, they've been able to increase their profit by around 5%.
Okay.
So working along that line, it's a boosting up.
And is there any disparity between the kind of industry that number varies from, or in your experience that has been the general trend across all industries that you've helped?
Well, it's a general trend, but then it depends what the challenge is. Say for instance, if it's pricing, maybe you haven't got your pricing right. If you increase your prices by 1%, you can increase your profitability by 11%.
Okay.
Yeah? All things being equal.
Okay. But then would that also mean that if I'm in a very highly competitive market and if I put my prices up, then I might actually be alienating my customers and maybe losing market share?
That is always the fear, and it's helping persons to get over that fear. Yeah, because you don't. If you look at pricing, you don't have to put all your prices up. You can look at Starbucks as an example. You can put the prices up of your least product, say a latte, whatever margin that you have. Just a few of them, not all of them.
Okay.
You don't have to put them all up. The ones that you're actually making a lot of money from, you leave those alone. Yeah? Okay. So there's an art or a science to it. And that's something that we will discuss.
And work through.
Okay. With persons. It could also be the staff. Maybe the staff or the team that you have can't see where they fit into that model. your business model, how they contribute to the value that you're going to give to the customer or your clients.
Yeah.
So they themselves also need to see where they fit in. And
So
how
they need their own steering wheels.
Yeah, they do. They
So
have
it's
their
almost
own model.
They have their own model.
Yeah, business model. Business model you.
Wow.
Alright.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, thanks a lot, Vincent. Thanks a lot, viewers, for tuning in, and I hope you found great value in in the knowledge and wisdom that Vincent shared with us today. Without wasting much time, I would also like to add that Winsome has been kind enough to announce that Boosting Profit would be donating 10 pence for every like, share, comment or tag that we receive on the first 3,000 views on this video. That would actually go towards a very niche charity which I'll let Winsome talk about.
Okay, it's a charity regarding a man called Mohammed Geek, and what he does is he fosters children that are terminally ill in the last few weeks and days of their life. He looks after them.
And this particular gentleman helps children who are terminally ill towards the end of their journey in this world. And he fosters them, he fosters these children.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing a great job, and I think it's only kind, and it's the right thing to do that he's doing, and we want to support him in his effort. By actually giving a very small contribution, and your contribution for helping us share, like and comment on this video will really help us helping Mohammed. And also on top of your gestures and your charitable intent, we would also like to announce that anybody who shares, likes and comments on this video would also get a chance to win a Ferrari driving experience, sponsored by Boosting Profit. As you can see that Winsome is dressed like a Ferrari here. So guys, if you see your business as a Ferrari and you want to go from your idea to your organization goal in 3.2 seconds, and you're ready to press the accelerator, then Boosting Profit is a must consult for your new business venture. With that, I would like to thank Winsome for coming and sharing her time with us, and thank you very much, and stay tuned. We'll keep bringing you interesting ideas for how to grow your startups.